Good morning, and it's our final morning in Yogyakarta. We've got a whole day here, so we'll have a wander around. We'd like to try and get out and maybe see something more, and hopefully we will do a little later. There's a little bit more shopping to do, I think. The girls want to go and have a look at a few more shops. We'll have a look around a few more shops. But as you can see, a little bit cloudy. We're a little tiny bit later up this morning, but you can already see Merapi's disappearing.
We're Mark and V, and this is our adventures.
I thought while we're up on the top of the roof of the Farm Hotel, I'll just sort of show you a bit of the skyline around Yogyakarta. It is very built up. Well, that's us just checked out of the Farm Hotel, and one thing is worth noting: when you stay at some of these hotels, they will look after your bags until you're moving on. And in our case today, we're not moving on until I think it's about midnight on the train. So the last thing you want to be doing is dragging big bags around, and so they're holding on to our bags free of charge, and we'll come back and pick them up later on tonight. You get a token, and it's all good. So what are my impressions of Yogyakarta? I really like it. It's a really friendly place. There's plenty to do if you're willing to travel a little bit, and there's quite a lot of shops, small eateries, although it does seem to be a little bit divided. But you can take all these little tuk-tuks out. Hello there, how are you? You can use these tuk-tuks, and they will take you pretty much anywhere. Last night when we went from here to Alan, which was probably about 12 to 15 minutes journey, they charged us 50,000 per person. I think it's probably on the high end of paying. We just decided that we were quite happy with that, and we paid it. It all comes down to what you're happy with paying. And I've walked past this place a couple of times over the last couple of days. I just quite like the look of it. And I think we might go in for a coffee now, actually. This is really cool looking. Upstairs, is it? Coffee?
It's open at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay, so if you want to come in here as well, it doesn't open until 2 o'clock, so we'll come back. Because we've got to come back down here, so we'll come back when we come pick up our bags. It's quite a noisy street, this, but hopefully you can hear me. We've stopped in for breakfast, and I've gone for me being me, I've gone for a typical traditional sort of English style breakfast with the Indonesian twist to it. And they brought coffee, and it's the first time we've actually had cups and saucers like that. How great is that? I feel really posh. Well, this is the breakfast. It's not really what I was hoping to see. It looks very minimal. However, after waiting 25 minutes for it,
Yeah.
I
think it looks alright.
It looks alright, but it's not what I expected. I think,
You might have to wait for barley for
yeah,
American.
if you want a decent breakfast, you've got to have it in Bali, I think. That was Massimo Gelato. Just going to show you, it's just up from the train station on the left hand side. Would I go back? No. The food quality was quite poor. It was very slow service. And I'm sure there's better around. It is, however, right next door to the market. So if you want to go in and have a look around the market stalls, it's a handy place just to stop off and have a drink. I do believe you can get beer in there though. That's one of the few places you can get beer. And we're going to wander in. A lot of them are still closed, it's midday. It is quiet though soon, and it's Ramadan, so maybe a lot of them are just not bothering opening. Because they do rely, I suppose, on domestic tourists, and Well, it's most definitely very quiet in here. Like I said, I think it's got to be because it's Ramadan. But you look down, there's a few open, but the majority are all closed up. I don't know if this is normally quite a buzzing place. It's hard to know really. But yeah, with the little tables and that outside, you'd imagine there's like food stalls at some stage. But maybe it comes alive later on in the day. Didn't really pay much attention last night. Well, anybody who's watched any of my videos for a while, you know I wear hats all the time, protect my beautiful bonds here, you know, stop it getting burnt and everything, although I do try to expose it a little tiny bit. I'm always looking for hats, and I've just bought 4 walking down here, and they've ranged from 30,000 to the last shop I was in at 69,000. So they're really cheap. In Bali, they were 200,000 everywhere. So believe me, it really is a lot cheaper here to buy things. I don't think there's as much choice, and the girls definitely find, and it's hard to find things that they want. But you know, if you want to come over here, I think it's worthy a couple of day trip out of your Bali holiday. Two things that are an absolute godsend is Grab, and here's a Grab we've just ordered here. Yeah. Mark? Yep, perfect. So Grab taxis are an absolute godsend, and WhatsApp. Without them, I do not know what we would do. Well, we've now come out to near Merapi and to a company called JTM Merapi Tours, and we're going to be going for a tour in an open top Jeep. Now this is where we're going to probably get sunburnt.
Yeah.
There's not one of us has brought any sunscreen. I'm going to put it on my head. So kids, when you're watching this, do as I say now, not as I've done. Always put on sunscreen. A couple of years back we came out here and I found this chocolate banana ice cream. It is absolutely the best. Now out near Merapi I finally found it. The last time I saw it was near Candidata. If you get the chance, try it. It's amazing. It's just the best. So that's what it looks like. Absolutely divine. So here we go. This is the beginning of our Merapi Jeep adventure, and we're having a big bump started. Hey! And here we go.
Bahasa?
Oh, very little.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Like,
My name is Agung.
Agung.
Iya, Agung.
My name is Mark.
Mark.
Mark. They.
Now, I don't know how you can hear me on this, but this is something you really have to try. It is, well, the freedom. It's like being on a bike, really, but the excitement of being off with being. The other day we did the VW Safari, and it's got the same sort of feel. And of course, this is one of these what's been for a long time. I was saying this is one of your wanted to do for a long time.
Brilliant. Nice. Yeah.
A museum, so we're gonna have a little look around. We didn't realise when we arrived here just what we were about to see. On the slopes of Mt Merapi, we visit the Sisa Hartaku Museum. Hopefully I've pronounced that right. A small but very impactful museum, established by a local family in the aftermath of the 2010 Mt Merapi eruption. It's a very powerful story. As we step inside, it's like stepping back in time. The house here is frozen in the very moment that the hot ash cloud reached the village. Look at the clock. Its hands are forever frozen at the time of the eruption. The walls bear witness to the intense heat that instantly melted and burnt everything in its path. But what's remarkable is the ash preserved what it touched. Today you can see eerie skeletons of cattle and twisted furnishings, all recognisable from everyday life. The museum's collection is a poignant reminder of that fateful day. Bicycles, motorbikes, televisions, cutlery, and clothing. All twisted into a tangle of metal. It's a testament to the power of Mt Merapi, the mountain of fire. No, yeah. But what makes this place even more special is the fact that it was created by a local family, Mr. Kimin and Mrs. Wati. In fact, the museum is within their house, which was directly affected by the eruption in 2010. Their first child initiated this incredible project to ensure that the world would never forget the last Mt Merapi eruption. Inside you'll find personal items once owned by the family. The motorcycles, clothing, cutlery, furniture, pets, and even the television. But you can sort of feel a dirty, sort of ashy sort of touch to the whole area. You put your hands on things and there is like this gritty sort of feeling to it. Feel it.
Yeah.
You look. Face.
Big stone boulder.
Oh, yeah. The face in that stone boulder. As we come across them, we're coming close so you can see these things. And we can see them there. Yes, yeah. It's amazing when you start looking, you can really see it in the eruptions. There's just pictures from the village. Is it people that are no longer here? The tools that have been found. The size of the boulders that have been spewed out. That's unbelievable. You wouldn't stand a chance if that came down. I presume that's what it was like before. Photos outside it. There's the animals that were lost during the volcano.
You start to realise these empty buildings aren't empty just because they've been around. They're actually empty because they're probably victims of that volcano. Okay, so I think this is where we're going to see this boulder. So earlier. Hello there.
I'm going to come into this. This is the one they talk about with the face, and I can see it. Can you? I mean, if you look at it, there's an eye there, an eye there, and you can sort of see the nose. So you can see Merapi up there, and the rock being there, you can see the distance that was from. That's, I would say, that's a long, long way for something that weight. Now, I'm not really sure how much of this is been created on top of what is already here. Obviously, you know, this is all touristy, and I think that's all for tourists as well. Do you think it's original lava flow?
Yes. They just painted it.
Yeah. Strange walk. Oh my, look at that down there.
That gorge has been created by lava.
Yeah.
Obviously a landslide over there.
What do you think about this then, V? What do you reckon this is?
Well, I think there's some sort of...
Do you think it's actual natural, or do you think this has been made?
hard to tell, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
it started out as natural and they've carved it into something.
Yeah.
So they built onto it, haven't they?
Yes, absolutely. If any of you know what this is, you know, please let me know. Unfortunately, with the lack of our Indonesian, and they're like in English. There's a lot of it we just have to take on face value and look at it. I don't think I would ever want to be even remotely close to something that these people experienced. And obviously never missing a photo opportunity. They've built some plinths here and you can go up there to have your photo taken with Mt Merapi behind. And sadly for us, the cloud is around the top. But how often is that the case with a volcano? So many times you come to see a volcano closer and halfway through the day it's got cloud around it. We saw Mt Merapi from a hotel roof earlier today and earlier yesterday, so we've seen the shape of it, we've seen this, but now we're just that bit closer to it. I mean, it's immense. Such a powerful volcano. We saw it the other day when we were at Prambanan, if you remember. We could look out to it. It just dominates the landscape. Well, there's writing on this stone. No, I don't know what it says. Maybe one of you do though. I'm just going to hold still for a little while, so maybe, if possible, someone could translate for us. Many, many, many of these rocks have just been fired from that volcano. People have been telling us as well that there has been a little bit of life and there's been some earthquakes of recent times. So the next place we're off to is a place called Yellow River. So, really don't know what it is, but we'll soon find out.
And guess what? Yet again it's raining. Well, just back there is a campsite. So you can actually camp on the side of Mt Merapi. That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? I don't think we're going to be doing it. I don't know if I want to be under canvas. There is an opportunity, so if you fancy doing it, it is possible, so just look it up. Maybe this tour will be able to help you. So, just like on the safari tour, the rain comes in and we're going to have to put the roof up. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're going for a bit of off-roading now. Finish the day off. You alright? I am soaking wet, girls are soaking wet, but do we care? We just had immense fun there, and you want to try it as well, you really do. And as long as we get ourselves dry before midnight tonight, we'll be fine. And I'm sure we'll get back to Yogyakarta and be dry.
Yeah. Then I'll try on a bit beer when we get back.
Absolutely. And this is the reality of Indonesia. When it rains, it rains. A little while ago we were worried about getting sunburned. Now look at it, the water is running down the roads. It is so wet. I mean, we're all soaked through, but who cares? Now we're on our way back to Yogyakarta, Malioboro Road. And then we're gonna, well, I think we're gonna try and dry off, have some beer and maybe something warm to eat. So you're going to come to Yogyakarta and you're going to be looking for alcohol probably, and you decide you want to drink. It's difficult. There aren't so many places selling alcohol. However, we showed you one earlier today, and there's another one. Here, the Avesta Hotel has got a bar, cafe sort of below in this area here, and you can buy your alcohol there. It's not expensive in there. I think we can buy 3 beers on a special deal for 100,000 rupiah, which I thought was quite a good deal. Oh, so if you're looking for alcohol, that's where to go. However, I'm on one last walk down through because I'm looking for a notepad, which is going to be interesting to find. I don't know if I'll find that. And I'm also going to be looking to buy a couple more hats. I bought some hats this morning. I'm going to buy a couple more because I think it's such good value here. I know for a fact I'm not going to buy them any cheaper when I get to Bali. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy them here. If I buy a couple extra, it doesn't matter really, does it? But finding a notepad, I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go to find one of them. Now the other bar I was telling you about, or the other place to get alcohol, is just there. The train station is just to my left, down the bottom of the road. This is Massimo Gelato. We had breakfast there this morning. Now, the food is nothing to shout at home about, and I wouldn't bother having your breakfast there, but they do serve alcohol. So that is another place you can go if you're looking for a drink. So that's 2 places on the strip, and I think that's the only 2. Oh, we found one other place. There was a place we had breakfast yesterday morning, and the chap had bottles of bintang behind the counter, but that's the only 3 we've found. That's enough if you're looking for a drink, you know. You can't be that desperate, surely. So as we enter into our last night here, the hours are ticking away. You start looking around and it's amazing. Every time you look around, you see something different. Now, I've walked up here now 4, maybe 5 times, and I didn't see that. Look at that, like sink in, like, yeah. And now for my favourite, Nasi Goreng. Here comes the chilli. It's starting to look really, really good, isn't it? Terima
Thank you.
And there we are. That is the dish all prepared, all ready to eat. Am I looking forward to this? I really am. Now we know it's going to be hot, but we've just seen it cook, haven't we? Yeah. And here we go. Look at that. It's not bad. Could do it a bit more chilli, personally.
It's not in gravy.
No, it's not in gravy. It's good. It's really good. Well, that brings us to the end of another video. And in the next video, we're catching another train. This time we're on to Malang, and there's quite a few things we're going to do there. There's a car museum, which is absolutely amazing. There's a theme park. See you in the next video, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye.